Okay, so here is part 2 of our video for week 5. We are going to, once again, I'm not really going to go over this vocabulary again. You guys, it's the same every week. You know how to do this. So in order, to save time, we are going to skip straight to the extra stuff. All right. So here we've got the ask and answer questions portion. We kind of did this while we were reading, where you actually kind of become the teacher. You do the job of what I, as the teacher, would normally do, and you ask a question that can be answered by reading the passage. This is a great technique to use in order to check for your own understanding, because if you can create a question, then that means you're kind of understanding the passage enough to get deep into the passage. So it says, the last paragraph in the section, deep diving on page 133 of Mysterious Ocean, asks several questions about oceans. You may wonder why these questions are being asked. There must be reasons why we know so little about ocean life. I'm going to ask myself, why is the deep ocean so mysterious? I will reread the section to try to answer this question. All right, again, we did this back in part 1 of the video when we were originally reading through the passage. Your turn. Use the information in the first 2 paragraphs of deep diving on page 133 to answer the question, why is the deep so mysterious? So right here, they give us a little sample of it. It says, the deep ocean is also a mysterious environment that remains largely unexplored. Little is known about its creatures. Do any of them catch food the way land animals do? Do any ocean species hibernate? As one example among countless mysteries, not a single live giant squid has ever been spotted until a few years ago. We knew they existed only because of their corpses had been found. So I'm going to flip back to find the answer to this, because it says we need to be looking at the first 2 paragraphs and answering the question. Why is the ocean so mysterious? All right, so we already, this is page 133. I'm going back here, and I'm going to look at this paragraph. What we sometimes call the deep ocean, in contrast to shallow waters, covers almost 2/3 of the ocean's surface. On average, oceans are about 2 miles deep. However, the deepest point known on Earth, Challenger Deep, descends nearly 7 miles. So I'm going to take a guess and say that based on that paragraph, I would say that the ocean is mysterious because of its size. The ocean is essentially so big that it would take a really, really long time for us to cover every square inch of the ocean, and all the while, because of the water, it's changing all the time. So, therefore, it leaves a lot of room for mystery. And then here we're focusing on maps. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Here we're focusing on maps. The selection Mysterious Oceans is an expository text. Expository texts present information about a topic. They are trying to expose you to a topic. With main ideas and key details, it may be organized to show cause and effect relationships. The authors of expository text may include text features such as photos, captions, and maps. So, it says your turn. Study the map on page 133. What is the approximate length and width of the Mariana Trench? How does the map help you visualize it? Let's go back to page 133. Here we have our map. We're going to zoom in on that map. So it's hard for you to read here, okay? But it's saying that the length of this line from this point to this point is 1,000 miles. So basically what you would do is you would take that key, and I know you've done this in science, and you would kind of stretch it along here to see about how many miles long it is. We can also use this key, which tells us the Mariana Trench is 1,554 miles long and 44 miles wide. The key is literally the key. It tells you the answers, okay? That is how we read maps. We use our keys and we use the information that they are giving us. It's important. All right, now, here we go. Everybody's favorite part, our graphic organizer. This is something, guys, you should be very, very familiar with. Cause and effect. We have looked at cause and effect all year. Well, maybe not all year, but for a good part of the year. We kind of taught this early on. And we know that a cause is the first thing that happens. The effect is what happens because of that. All right, as a result of the cause. So what we're going to do with this graphic organizer is we're going to list causes and their effects, just like they've done here. Cause, the invention of submersibles. Effect, explorations of ocean floors. All right, this one's a little bit harder because they don't give us usually, if it were me, I would give you the causes or give you the effects and let you fill in the blanks. So it takes us a little bit more work. We're going to go through here and it's telling us to go to page 134. See, reread the rest of the section Amazing Adaptations on page 134. Identify the cause and effect relationships. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Go back. And first, before I even, I'm not going to flip back and forth here. I'm going to circle these, okay? I'm going to circle the causes and effects. So the first one, submersible is invented. The effect, scientists were able to make, explore the ocean floor. So we've got a cause and we've got an effect. As scientists anticipated, life generally seems sparse at the bottom of the ocean. Few creatures can survive. Their food sources that sea creatures depend on, such as dead plants and animals, rarely drift down from the ocean surface. As a result, and remember that's one of our key words, animals have to adapt to a different environment that is not only frigid and dark, but also has little food. So, because food sources that sea creatures depend on are very rarely found in the deep ocean, that's our cause, the animals had to adapt to a new environment. That's our effect. So cause, it's a little messy, but you get the drift. Effect, right? It's very hard to read. One example of this adaptation to this environment is seen in the starfish. Deep sea starfish grow larger and more aggressive than their shallow water relatives. They can't afford to wait for an occasional snail to pass by. Instead, they are predators. So, because of the environment, deep sea starfish grow larger and more aggressive. Cause, effect. Anglerfish are also adapted to the Herculean task of finding scarce food. Each has a bioluminescent or naturally glowing lure on the top of his head, right? So because it's dark, they are bioluminescent. So let's go add this to our chart. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to rip this page out of my packet so that I can look back and forth, which you are totally allowed to do. That is fine with me. Right? So here, cause number 1. Oh. Submarines, which I almost spelled that wrong, are invented. Scientists can explore the deep. Next one we said was food is scarce. Animals adapt. Starfish can't wait on food, so starfish become predators. Ooh. And the last one, anglerfish live in darkness, so they develop bioluminescence. I hope I spelled that right. Ooh, that's a tough word. All right. And filling out these charts, guys, are as simple as that. I'm just trying to see that you know the difference between a cause and an effect and how causes result in the effects, right? And respond to reading. How does the author help you understand how sea creatures have adapted to life in the deep ocean? That is, up to you to answer. You guys have been doing this all year long. This is just like those essays that we've done. So I'm not going to explain that too much because you should know what you're doing with that one, okay? Remember, we're writing incomplete sentences, and we are using 5th grade sentences. I forgot the word for a second. All right, well, so that is part 2 for week 5. I hope that helped a little bit. And next week, like I said, we have a little bit more creative part in our packet, and I look forward to filming those videos as well. So, catch you next time.